Of the new CMPD chief, the holiday season and your safety are top of mind for Chief Estella Patterson. In just her first week on the job, her department has announced a new crackdown on crime in Uptown. Our Michael Warwick is live in Uptown tonight. Michael, what do we know about the new initiative, and do we know what it could look like?
Operation Safe Season starts tomorrow, and with big holiday events scheduled for Uptown, the new chief, Estella Patterson, wants people to feel safe in an area that data shows has seen an uptick in violent crime. Lori Smith walks her dog through Uptown, encouraged by the city's new initiatives focused on crime in the center city.
I think it'll make a difference. I've already seen a bigger presence of police walking around.
CMPD is adding a new operation to the list called Safe Season. New police chief Estella Patterson says it'll mean more officers uptown with help from the sheriff's office, highway patrol, and state and federal prosecutors.
We are taking an all hands on deck approach.
While overall crime is down across the city, CMPD data shows violent crime in the Uptown area is up 15% this year.
When I first moved here, I felt it was really a safe, easy city, and then as time went on, I was a little concerned about what was happening here.
I would love for people to feel safe, and so the safety is kind of, out of a 1 through 10, I would probably say 5.
CMPD started 2 other initiatives this fall focused on uptown nightlife and disorderly conduct type crimes. Police tell us those have led to more than 350 arrests.
We want families and visitors and businesses to feel confident that Uptown is a place where they can gather safely, but we also want offenders to know that if you come to the Uptown to commit crimes, you will be held accountable.
People living and working where it's busiest appreciate the city's attention to safety.
As you can see, a lot of the things that were around the city are going into the middle of the city now, and so we got to move the security in that area too, and I appreciate everything they're trying to do.
If people don't feel safe, they're not going to come.
Among other things, this operation means more private security during this period along the light rail. Chief Patterson said today that they could make this Operation Safe Season approach a year-round thing. We're live Uptown. Michael Warwick, WBTV, on your side.
Well, Michael, thank you.